Brooklyn Independent Television.
Over the past 25 years, no American group has been hit harder by HIV AIDS than African American men. The primary responsibility lies with those men, of course. But another cause, frankly, is due to certain perceptions and taboos within the broader Black community. A Brooklyn-based organization partially dedicated to addressing some of this fear and stigma is called GMAD, Gay Men of African Descent. And as Healthbeat's Fred Brown tells us, GMAD has launched a nationwide AIDS awareness campaign that puts the disease under a brighter light.
These black and white photographic images you see are of 13 gay men. They are all HIV positive and all alive to tell their stories of trial and triumph. It's a creative initiative sponsored by Gay Men of African Descent as part of December's AIDS Awareness Month.
What too often remains a secret is that within these strong, vibrant, visible communities, there is another community that is often forced to hide in plain sight because of the pervasive stigma attached to being a gay Black man. Many choose to remain invisible. This is tragic since it forces men to live their lives on the down low. And that's why John's Photo Project serves such a vital purpose. It's an antidote to those who would otherwise look away. These photos put a real human face on a community that is too often ignored. These beautiful portraits convey a simple yet powerful message. The community of gay Black men cannot be silenced.
I actually I'm beginning to feel something going on in Brooklyn. Not really to be silenced. In Bed-Stuy, in Crown Heights, in Flatbush, in our churches, which I believe is the last frontier against oppression, it is Black gay men and lesbians who are going to make that happen. And so this photo exhibit, this monument, is a testament to that. It's a testament to our determination. And when you go through some of those stories, when you read some of those stories, as painful, as hurtful as some of them are, what really runs through all of them is hope.
So this photographic exhibit at Borough Hall is literally a snapshot of a community that has been affected by AIDS and HIV.
That's why this story again is so important, because it can say to people, despite the fact that we have not yet found a cure, you can live a healthy life as possible. I am here, look at me.
And for the past 25 years, GMAD has been on the front line in the fight against AIDS in the African American community through providing counseling services, youth outreach, medical assistance, as well as stigma reduction, a problem they say still exists.
It's there. And so I think that putting a face to it, as this exhibit has done, maybe highlights the fact that you don't have to look like you have AIDS to have AIDS. But you can live, you can be a survivor, a person with AIDS, living with AIDS, and still move forward.
What do you think about the idea, the concept?
Well, I thought actually it's a brilliant concept because people don't see the human face of it, you know. And a lot of these men are very healthy men, you know. So not all the stories are horrible. You know, some of the men have suffered. So there's a whole broad range here of different emotions and different feelings. And I think in photographing them, I want them to look as honest and open as possible. I didn't want them to have walls.
When we started fighting this epidemic, a lot of people didn't have a lot of hope, and there was a lot of hopelessness. But I see that in these portraits, as well as in the members that stand behind me, and the work that GMAD does, and so many other organizations that continue to carry this fight, that there's a level of hopefulness.
Primarily, though, I want to say that people of color, our community members, must support a GMAD, because without a GMAD, you won't have the kind of care, the faces that relate to you in the care that you will get.
I've been doing HIV work for about 25 years. You know, one of the things I learned from the very, very early days is that you have to be who you are. You cannot. I mean, stigma is the biggest factor driving this, particularly in our community.
I think that these portraits are vibrant, they're beautiful, and I'm very happy that these men are still alive. and sharing their lives with us.
It sort of spans the entire gamut of the spectrum. So other people can look at it and say, you know what, there's an impact that can be found in this, in taking time out to view this exhibit and really read the stories and see where people are coming from.
For Healthbeat Brooklyn, I'm Fred Brown.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.